This is Matador News.
Hello and welcome to Matador News. I'm Heather Harbin.
And I'm Brandon Ugarte.
Governor Jerry Brown is proposing to raise $5 billion annually in fees and taxes to repair California's roads, highways, and bridges and increase mass transit. The governor is asking the state legislature to increase the gas tax by 12 cents per gallon. And he's also asking for vehicle licensed fees to increase up to $50 depending on the value of the car. California has not increased gas taxes in more than 20 years. The proposed increases must be approved by a two-thirds vote of the state legislature. The state needs $130 billion in infrastructure repairs.
CSUN will pay more for tuition next semester. The CSU Board of Trustees voted to raise undergraduate tuition at all 23 Cal State campuses by $270 next school year. The CSU says it needs to hire more faculty and add more classes, the system dealing with growing enrollment and insufficient state funding. The tuition increase was approved with an amendment. The hike would be reversed if funding comes through.
CSUN students protested against Customs Border Protection officials recruiting on campus yesterday. Protest students expressed their anger and defended undocumented students enrolled at CSUN.
When our education is under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back! When our students are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back!
The protest lasted most of the day. One student says the CBP shouldn't be on campus.
It's just instigating hostilities on campus, right? People are interested in the job fair, people are going to show up, and they're going to have their prejudices met, justified, and this can greatly increase hostilities on campus, and this is a real threat to our undocumented community on here.
This is not a career! Separate them!
The CBP is supposed to also take part in the federal job fair for students with disabilities on April 5th.
The New York Times is reporting that a pair of White House officials gave Representative Devin Nunes intelligence reports involving President Trump during a secret meeting at the White House. Nunes is now facing a backlash for acting too eagerly in favor of the Trump administration. Last week, Nunes made headlines after revealing the intelligence reports to the media, which showed that President Trump and his associates were swept up in foreign surveillance by American spy agencies. Nunes showed the report to the president, but refused to tell the media or his committee where he originally got them.
President Trump will meet with Chinese President Xi Jinping next week. This is the first meeting between the two. The White House says they are expected to discuss global, regional, and bilateral concerns of mutual concern. The meeting will take place at Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort in Florida.
First daughter Ivanka Trump will become an official White House employee. President Trump's daughter announced she will take an official position in her father's administration. She says she will be an unpaid assistant to the president. Her role has raised ethics concerns, especially after she was granted security clearance and a West Wing office. Ivanka Trump is not required to divest from her company, but will not be allowed to manage financial issues.
The bodies of 2 United Nations investigators and 1 interpreter have been found in the Republic of Congo. One of the investigators, Michael Sharp, was an American. Michael and his partner were investigating reports of human rights abuses in the village of Bunkondi when they were kidnapped, along with their interpreter. The investigators were part of the UN group experts specializing in arms trafficking and human rights abuses.
A vote to repeal a controversial bathroom bill in North Carolina awaits the governor's signature after passing in both the House and the Senate. The bill requires that people use public bathrooms in schools and other government facilities that match their gender. The law passed last year prevented transgender people from using the bathroom of their choice. North Carolina has been under heavy economic pressure after concerts and NCAA games were canceled because of the bill. The bathroom law has drawn heavy criticism, but the repeal bill is also under fire because it grants total control of the issue to the state legislature and takes control away from local jurisdictions. North Carolina officials say that while it's not a perfect deal, it is a step in the right direction.
A former Power Ranger was sentenced to 6 years in prison for stabbing his roommate to death 2 years ago. Ricardo Medina Jr. killed 36-year-old Josh Suter at the home they shared in Green Valley. The 38-year-old actor stabbed Suter multiple times with a sword, this after an argument about Medina's girlfriend. Police have arrested a man in connection with 2 sexual assaults on the UCLA campus. The suspect, Barak Rahimzadeh, is accused of grabbing and sexually battering the victim. The assault happened last Friday in the Public Affairs building. The woman told police the suspect approached her and asked for directions. Officers also recognized Rahimzadeh from a separate incident on campus last year. He's being held on $25,000 bail.
A Miami mother is facing multiple charges after beating up her daughter's rival at school. The woman is 30-year-old Ernslaa LaFrance. Authorities say LaFrance hit the girl several times and took her phone. Later, when the girl tried to retrieve the phone, LaFrance broke the teen's middle finger and hit her car with an axe. LaFrance is facing charges of strong-armed robbery, child abuse, and aggravated battery. Her bond is $38,000.
6 Hamilton High School football players were arrested on suspicion of sexual assault, kidnapping, and aggravated assault after posting a hazing video on Snapchat. Police say there may be more victims and similar incidents might have occurred over the past 17 months. The Hamilton football coach refused to comment on the investigation.
Fresh beef will be coming to McDonald's soon. The fast food giant says all of its quarter pounders will be served with fresh beef instead of frozen by the middle of next year. The company's CEO says the move is part of McDonald's plans to make the experience better for customers. The fast food chain has been testing fresh beef at hundreds of locations in Texas and Oklahoma. This announcement didn't come without confusion. Many took to Twitter wondering what they've been eating all this time.
Now let's go to entertainment with Lauren Turner Dunn.
Eric Clapton's bronchitis seems to be taking a toll. The legendary musician canceled his concerts in Los Angeles last weekend due to severe bronchitis. The 71-year-old was recently seen in a wheelchair at an airport. The singer took to Twitter and apologized for having to cancel his concerts, saying they would be rescheduled for September. Clapton has only performed 2 shows this year. There's more trouble in paradise. Bachelor in Paradise star Josh Murray called the police on ex-fiancée Amanda Stanton over an argument regarding an Audi. Stanton reportedly owes him $30,000 for it. She says the whole thing is a misunderstanding. She said Murray earlier told this month that she would take over the payments, but for the Audi Q5 he bought her last year, but had to go out of town the next day before the paperwork could be completed. Stanton ended up giving Murray the car back. Murray and Stanton became engaged earlier in the season of The Bachelor in Paradise last year, but called it off in December. Abby Lee Miller is speaking out about rumors of being replaced on Dance Moms. Miller posted an Instagram video about leaving the show. She talked about the rumors of her being replaced by Dancing with the Stars performer Cheryl Burke. She said that if Burke takes her place, she'll be treated better than she was. Miller's exit from the show comes after she pleaded guilty last year for concealing bankruptcy. The Mindy Project is ending after 6 seasons. The star of the show, Mindy Kaling, confirmed the cancellation on her Twitter. The show was previously canceled 2 years ago when it was on Fox. That was the same year it was picked up by Hulu. The cast of Buffy the Vampire Slayer reunited for their 20th anniversary. Entertainment Weekly brought them together for a photo shoot and the interview about the series. The show creator Joss Whedon said there's no better legacy than having an impact on the lives of all those who enjoyed the program. Sarah Michelle Gellar said she's proud she was able to leave her mark as Buffy. And that's all for your entertainment today. Brandon, back to you.
A 21-year-old man was fatally struck by an Amtrak train in North Hollywood last night. The crash happened in the area of Sherman Way and Laurel Canyon. The man died on the scene. The identity of the man is being withheld until the family is notified.
The LAPD, Burbank Police, and CHP pursued a vehicle last night that may have been carjacked after the driver earlier fled a possibly stolen vehicle in the San Fernando Valley. The pursuit started a little after 9 on the 170 freeway in North Hollywood. It continued through Burbank and Sun Valley onto the 5 freeway. The driver sped southbound on the 5 in Arleta and then stopped in Burbank and ran on foot under an overpass near Hollywood Way. The man then allegedly carjacked another vehicle, and the officers were in pursuit again. There were reports of a possible hostage, but police have not yet confirmed that. The driver continued onto the 405 and 101 freeways before the pursuit finally ended around 11 in North Hollywood when the driver lost control of the truck and crashed into a light pole. He fled the car, and officers chased him and took the driver as well as a male passenger into custody.
An American Airlines co-pilot died after becoming incapacitated during a flight. The plane was 2 miles from Albuquerque, New Mexico, where it safely landed. Once on the ground, the co-pilot received CPR for nearly 40 minutes until he was pronounced dead. The cause of death was not revealed.
A school bus driver in South Carolina is being labeled a hero after saving children from being run over by a speeding car. The bus driver signaled from the driver's window to warn 3 children approaching the bus to not cross the street. The driver realized the speeding car had no intention of slowing down as it sped right past the right-hand side of the school bus.
And now let's go to sports news with Fabian Vital.
USA Hockey says it has a pay deal with players on the women's team. This after the team threatened to boycott the World Championship. Before the agreement, the team captain says she and her teammates were paid poorly. The women players were paid $1,000 per month for 6 months out of the 4-year Olympic cycle. During the remaining 3.5 years, the players were paid virtually nothing. The women's U.S. hockey team says it has an agreement that pays players through that entire 4 years. The Women's World Championship begins tomorrow near Detroit. Carrie Walsh, volleyball gold medalist Carrie Walsh Jennings may not participate in this year's AVP Tour. The 5-time Olympian had already boycotted the last year's event when the rules changed without consulting athletes. Without the tournament starting until May 4th at Huntington Beach, there isn't much time for her contract to be negotiated. Walsh still plans on playing at the 2020 Olympics and has not commented on her AVP Tour status. A record night for Russell Westbrook as his Oklahoma City Thunder squared off against the Magic in Orlando. Late in the fourth quarter, Westbrook hit back-to-back threes.
Westbrook watching it, drills it for 3. Westbrook, 3-point Magic lead.
And that sent the game into overtime. In overtime,
Again, Robertson got a hand on it.
Westbrook gets his layup, and the Thunder win 114-106. Westbrook scored an NBA record 57 points and a triple-double. This was his 38th triple-double of the season. Golden State Warriors All-Star Kevin Durant has been cleared for non-contact practice. Durant suffered an MCL sprain and bone bruise on his left knee 4 weeks ago against the Washington Wizards. Durant will be reevaluated in 7 to 10 days. The Warriors are optimistic about a regular season return. The Dodgers wrapped up their last Cactus League game and tied the Mariners 3-3. Dodgers ace Clayton Kershaw allowed 2 runs in the 3 innings in his last appearance before the regular season. Mariners first baseman Ryan Castillo doubled in the game-tying run in the bottom of the 9th inning. The Dodgers finished spring training with a 17-16 record. They will start the Freeway Series tonight against the Angels at Angel Stadium. And that's all your sport news. Heather, back to you.
U.S. Secretary and Homeland Security John Kelly assured the Democrats in the Senate that he doesn't intend to separate children from their mothers at the border, despite an earlier statement. Kelly previously stated that he was considering such a policy because it would deter people from entering America illegally. Some members left the meeting frustrated, but others were confronted by the open communication with the secretary.
A small retail shop near Sacramento is making a big difference in the lives of struggling teens. Deer Creek Farm employs foster youth over the age of 18 and at-risk teens. The program lasts for 1 year and accepts up to 25 trainees. They are taught basic life and job skills. Scott Flanagan and his wife started the program 6 years ago. Their mission was to help aged-out foster youth succeed and stay off the streets.
Part of our role is helping young people by providing them with basic services like essential needs, life skills, employment. The idea is to create a family bond trust so that the beauty, the wonderful things that are trapped within kind of get uncorked.
Trainees learn about pricing, merchandising, teamwork, customer service, and time management. Thank you for watching Matador News. I'm Brandon Nagarte.
And I'm Heather Harbin. Have a great afternoon.